After our month in Saranda, we hired a private taxi to the Albanian capital of Tirana. There were 2 breaks along the way, including a surprisingly well-equipped highway rest stop. We had only 2 nights in Tirana, in a hotel near the city center, on Pope John Paul II Road. The hotel was accessible through a restaurant with the same owners, a modern, quirky place that served a pretty good breakfast. Our hotel was right across the street from one of the most unusual and iconic buildings in Albania, the Pyramid of Tirana. Built in 1988 as a memorial museum to Enver Hoxha, Albania's communist dictator for 41 years. The pyramid is emblematic of Albania's complex relationship with its communist past. Its life as a museum died with communism in 1991, and its purpose remained in doubt for the next 3 decades. A 2018 petition helped to save it from demolition, and it was converted into the heart of a free technology education center for teenagers. After settling into our hotel, we set off to join a city walking tour that started in another Tirana landmark, Skanderbeg Square. On the way, we passed one of the city's oldest mosques. Dating from the 18th century Ottoman Empire, it was closed by the atheist communist regime. Over half of Tirana is still Muslim, and 10,000 worshippers attended the mosque's 1999 reopening. The nearby Nomads Mosque, completed in 2024, is the largest mosque in all the Balkans. A public square was built on the site of the Ottoman Bazaar in 1917, following Albanian independence. Expanded over the years, a statue of Joseph Stalin was erected in the early days of communism. Enver Hoxha broke ties with the Soviet Union in the 1960s, and Stalin was replaced with the Skanderbeg Monument, honoring the Albanian national hero who resisted the Ottomans for 24 years. The monument was unveiled in January 1968, the 500th anniversary of his death. Skanderbeg's iconic visage is recreated on a nearby building, just one of Tirana's many unusual buildings and pieces of art that have sprung up in the past 30 years. Among these are an Orthodox cathedral and a Roman Catholic cathedral venerating Saint Mother Teresa, an ethnic Albanian born in Ottoman territory in what's now North Macedonia. Mother Teresa was granted honorary Albanian citizenship in the 1990s. The freedoms of modern Albania are in stark contrast to the oppression of the communist regime, one of the most notorious in history. Bunk'Art, a half-hour bus ride outside central Tirana, gives an intense peek into a dark period of the 20th century for Albania. Built as a nuclear shelter for the Albanian High Command, the long tunnel, thick concrete walls, and heavy steel doors made me feel completely isolated and very uncomfortable. Enver Hoxha's quarters, never used for their intended purpose, were near the entrance, but there are 5 levels to the bunker, each seemingly darker than the last. Starting as a partisan leader against fascist Italy, then Germany, Hoxha became the leader of liberated Albania after World War II. Initially making great gains in literacy and modernization, his philosophy depended heavily on propaganda and isolation. With closed borders and a notorious internal secret police force. Increasingly paranoid, Hoxha eventually cut all ties with other communist countries and built a network of 750,000 hardened bunkers throughout the country. often accompanied by internal checkpoints. By the time I reached the end of Bunk'Art, I had never felt more glad to see the sun. Modern Tirana is doing a pretty good job of stepping out of that long and dark shadow. The medieval Tirana castle, filled with restaurants and shops, was our favorite part of the city. Our travels continue, onto our 5th year as nomads, into our 61st country, Poland. So stay tuned.